What's up, guys? It's Bax, and today we have another Caustic VoD review. We already had another person send in their Caustic gameplay. I'm excited again to do this, but first I wanted you guys to all officially meet my grandmother's dog, Nox. Look at him. Look at this little rat. Look at him. Am I racist for calling him that? Nah, nah. I'm not like Caustic. I'm not racist like Caustic. Calling Crypto a rat. His name is Nox. Somehow, when I said that jokingly, I asked the Discord what we should name my grandma's new dog, and Sweet Abs, I think, said, "Hey, name him Nox, like Caustic." And so I was sitting with my mom and grandma, and I was like, "What about Nox?" And they both were like, "I like it." And so, congratulations, guys! You got my grandma's dog named after Caustic. So he's going to be joining us today while I do this VOD review, since, you know, his name's Nox anyways, named after Caustic. So, you want to sit with us? You can sit with us while we do this VOD review? Alright, you sit right here. One nice thing about Chihuahuas, man, they're really small. So, they fit in your lap easily. Alright, we'll get the show on the road. Alrighty, Thick Gang. Today we have Detonxted, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, brother. But we had a 14 kill game here, bronze game. Looks like PS4. So let's get right into it. We see that he is in Capital City. Looks like the start of the game. So let's see what happens. Oh, Spitty Beam. See you later. Mexican 1187. I swear, you guys on console, man, you guys are a different breed of names. That's an enemy, Crypto. Finishing his kills, boy. Uh-oh. Rolled up on. Ooh. See, okay. This is an example right here, guys, of what happens when your teammates just don't help you and you're trying to play aggressively as Caustic. What I liked about that is you were going for some finishes, and then during this whole time, what is your team doing, man? Like, they could be like, "Oh, I don't have armor." Well, go get the armor from the people you just killed. Do you know? Okay, listen, I don't care if there's a pro player. If you all three have no armor and they have red armor and all three of you are shooting at them and they are alone, you have a higher chance of killing them simply because there are three of you shooting at them at the same time. So this is not anything about what Deton did here. I'm just saying, because this is something that does frustrate me, especially when I'm playing solo. Your teammates should have just been there to help you, but what you were doing, you weren't throwing traps willy-nilly for no reason. You were just fighting, and I think in that situation it was perfect. Took your teammate a good amount of time to pick you up there. And see a trap thrown right there in the elevator shaft. That's kind of expected to, you almost always that's going to get shot out by anyone who enters on the first floor. But that's perfect for people who drop down, just to throw them off and make them zip back up to you. Because chances are, if you're fighting somebody on the top floor or any of these other floors, and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm going down to the first floor," they're going to get hit and they're going to have to zip back up. And you have a chance to just look down and shoot them as they zip up. So that's a trap that you have to just know when you throw it, that chances are it's going to get shot out by anyone on the first floor before they set it off, but it's going to screw up anybody who's fighting from the elevator shaft. I don't know if I would have thrown that trap out there either, though. I want to see how your trap placement is, and if you throw a lot of unnecessary traps, I'm interested to see that. But obviously it's too early for me to know now. That guy was really low. Did they just res somebody? Oh no! Dude, I was just about to say, if that nade knocks you in, it's unfortunate. Under siege, dude. That's what happens when you drop in capital. It's just fighting from the very beginning. some looting going on. Nothing wrong with that. Finally got that kill. That's good.
Process to everything, and also conclusion. This is yours.
Ooh, let's see. Ooh, a little bit of a scuffed trap, but I know what you were going for, and I don't think that was too bad. Oh yeah. An ultimate down there is actually pretty perfect because obviously there's one way. There's absolute, unless they climb out of these little slits and climb up on top with insane movement. Chances are they're not going to do that, by the way. It's a good ultimate to just stop a push right there, and it seemed like you were taking a lot of damage, so you played that a little defensively. Nothing wrong with that at all. God, I feel so bad for you boys on console having to loot, man. I can't stand looting on controller. Okay, so these traps down here, I like to put them, ooh, if only the cocoon still works. I actually like tucking them into these corners. If I'm getting pushed from one side, I put them on the opposite side of these little, like, walls, because then when people push through, they're going to get caught in the gas. Unfortunately, that cocoon won't really help you much if they roll up on you, but... God, I miss cocooning so much, dude. It's also nice to see that your team is just sticking on you. Woo. Bye-bye, Wraith. Look at that. We already got 5 KP roll in this game. Oh, skip some. Let's see. We're rolling in. Hopped over the fence. Beamed. Oh, was that another team? Shooting at that person too? Ooh, see, I don't know if I would have thrown that trap. That looks like a Caustic too. I can't really tell in the 720p, but I might have just beamed the shit out of that guy. I wouldn't have thrown a trap. If you hadn't have thrown that trap, you probably would have knocked that dude. Same with that trap. I think a lot of these traps might have been better before the change. And since the change happened, I think a lot of you guys are kind of stuck in that mentality of how it used to be, where you could throw traps. But again, like, there's really no point in those 2 traps outside. The trap inside was perfectly fine. There's inside of a building, I would use it a little bit more because, yeah, there's another Caustic too. Ooh, a whole stream of those rounds went right over that dude's head. It's unfortunate. Dude, death boxes in this game as well, they're too big, and they also, was that just a damage tick? Did I just see 1? One. Why is it doing 1 damage? That brings me back. That's nightmares of the old days of Caustic when traps started at 1 damage per tick. Even worse than it is now. Dude, these wraiths just love rolling up on you, huh? I was about to say, see, now is when I would be shooting out these traps and going for a res. But yeah, so far, I would just say I would toss a little bit less traps. Not the worst ult either. Again, though, I would say, as far as ults go, I wouldn't toss it for just one guy. Because... And I would probably would have finished that Pathy too. Did you finish the Pathy? Am I blind? Oh no, yeah, you didn't. Okay. Yeah, see, that's where I would just finish that guy off. Just to knock him out, because you don't want to leave people down, really, no matter who you're playing. You don't want to leave people down, because then they can be rezzed, and I've lost games like because of that, and that's definitely not Not a good looks. But look at that. You got 8 kills, 2 assists. You'll have 9 once that Pathy dies. Damn, you guys got loot for days here. I'd be looting like crazy. Another thing, too, not to be nitpicky, but this is really for anyone, no matter who you're playing. You want to focus on always being full HP. That is insanely important. You're doing a lot of running around right now, and you should be healing. You should be full health. Whenever you have the chance to get full health, you need to do it. Doesn't matter. That's especially for Caustic. I mean, because you're so big. But I've noticed with a lot of people, not even just Caustic players, but a lot of people, they take a long time to get full HP, and that definitely is not a good habit to be in. You want to get in the habit. If you guys ever watch me, you know I am healing myself almost all the time. I heal myself so much to the point where, like, sometimes I actually had to teach myself, especially in, like, Masters and Pred games when my teammates are in a fight, I had to teach myself to not be healing myself if it's just a little bit of HP I'm missing or shields that I'm missing. But getting full HP is very important. You don't want to be caught out not full health. See, like, right now you're kind of just looking around. I'd be popping off some cells. And I'm pretty sure you have some. Yeah, you had a lot of cells. I'm about to say, do not use a bat there. But yeah, you guys have taken a pretty long time to loot all these boxes. I would have already been done looting all these things, and I would be sitting inside the building, healing, making sure I was full HP, doing whatever I need to do, looking to see where I'm moving next. As I've said for a long time, guys, speed is king. The faster that you do everything in this game, the better. The faster you loot, the faster you get yourself to full health. The faster you kill other enemies. Yeah, because you guys have been looting for a while. I would definitely say that as a tip. Like, speed up loot process, speed up getting into the next area to fight from. Because you guys have been in this area for a while. Good trap. Defensive. Now they can't really walk in on you. So yeah, I would put a trap there. Yep. I know you went to do that. That was good. I know you didn't put one down because you didn't have one, but I know you're going for it. Yeah, there you go. I would have aggressed that Wraith right there. Knowing she was about to go down and run down. Because that she should have been knocked. Oh! She was sitting right next to you. And you hesitate. Yeah, see, if I was going to throw an ult there, I would have tossed it at that guy just to get the kill. But I'm glad you didn't, because it was just one guy left. I didn't know if there was going to be 1 or 2 more people left in that fight. I guess it was just a duo. Yeah, ults are definitely, you want to use them against a full team, as opposed to just one person. Yeah, see, there was a Caustic, and you went for the Caustic while his team was burning and disoriented. You took that time to shoot the Caustic, and now you are abusing this other Caustic, throwing a bunch of traps at you. That Caustic, okay, listen, guys. That Caustic knew you were Caustic. You just threw an ult at him. The fact that he's running around throwing traps, you don't want to do that. So you were able to beat that Caustic. So that was right there basically a Caustic versus Caustic fight, right? And the reason you won that was because he's throwing traps everywhere. Why? He should be fighting you. So when you're fighting another Caustic, guys, there's really no need to be throwing traps and ultimates everywhere, because what will happen is what just happened to that guy, where he's just throwing traps and the other Caustic just, you outplayed him because you're just shooting him instead of wasting your time throwing traps at another Caustic. So that was perfect. And I'm assuming, I can't hear your party chat, but this is where you should be calling out to your team that there is another Caustic. and that some of the traps and some of the gas may not be yours. That trap right there, I would have made sure it was in the building as opposed to outside, because they could shoot that out if they're a little bit better. A lot of these players are making a lot of mistakes because they're bronze. So don't get used to people playing like that at higher levels, like crouch walking around, because they definitely won't be. If you had thrown a trap like that in like a diamond game, they would probably shoot it out. But they panicked. Once they lost one guy, they just panicked, and it was an easy wipe for you guys. I can definitely tell, though, you are not a bronze level player, because you're rolling this lobby. Yeah, once you get to around gold, maybe higher than gold, some of the stuff you guys do will have to change a little bit as far as a team. Some of these traps are a little bit too in the open, but there you go with the traps at the bottom of a zip. Perfect for when people just drop down. Look at her, man. Look at her. Look at this team. Look at these people, man. Look at these people. Look at that. That's why you put traps down at the bottom of a zip sometimes, because they'll just drop into it repeatedly. A new team rolling up. They're about breathing it in. They are breathing it in hard. Now you can aggress through that. Yep. And look at that. Now you have cover to sit in to get your bats back. Or to pop a bat. Zone closing, though. What's this last squad, right? Got that knock. The ultimate is completely stopping them from being able to go up. This is not about you. But in this situation, the fact that your lifeline didn't just throw res onto the jibby to get your jibby up. Kind of definitely something to take a look at, guys, if you're a lifeline player, right? Your jibby would be up right now. You guys are both low, but even having another jibby would be having your jibby up is going to be perfect, because it's now what I would assume is a 2v2 since you knocked this guy. Maybe you knocked another one, I can't remember. But you would then be in a 3v2 even if you're all low, as opposed to a 2v2 where you're low. So your lifeline should have definitely gone for the res on him already. Now he's knocked, so it's going to be harder for you to have to take this fight solo. There you go. Nice. GG's. GG's. Definitely some stuff that your team could work on. If you're solo queuing, obviously nothing you can do about it. But to anyone watching, you can learn from that mistake, because that jibby getting picked up there would have pressured that bloodhound to push, and then he would be running into a jibby and the caustic, in this situation Deton, looking at him, as opposed to being just like knocked, and then your lifeline gets knocked because they're going for a kill as opposed for going for the win. But yeah, overall, you didn't throw a lot of traps that were just like not necessary. Most of your traps were look at that, 2677 damage. Your trap placement for the most part was pretty good. Your ultimate usage was pretty good as well. Only the one on that Pathfinder that I'd say maybe I would have saved that. I definitely saved my ultimates a lot more than a lot of people, I would say. But it's mainly because I don't want to get caught with no ultimate when I'm fighting a whole team. But the fight you took over here with this Caustic was really big proof and a reason why when you are fighting another Caustic, guys, it's just about situational awareness here. Because you tossed this ultimate. I don't know if you knew it was a Caustic already. But that Caustic damn sure knows you are there now, because you just threw an ultimate. So let's just say the tables were turned for a minute, right? If you are Caustic and you get a Caustic ult thrown on your team, while your team may be disoriented, you don't need to be disoriented. And you need to stay in that smoke, run around it, and use that to kill the Caustic you know is probably about to aggress you. And instead, this Caustic just started throwing a bunch of traps. He panicked for sure because you just beamed him so hard. See, he's one trap, two traps, throwing another trap. That Caustic, textbook panicking, okay? He just threw all three of his traps in the most random spots that don't do anything, really. for no reason, because these are going to get shot out by a team that's aggressing with purpose. You just ran through them because, I mean, you're Caustic. All you're doing now is making it harder for anyone on each team to see what's going on, and you're able to run around in all of his gas and shoot the hell out of him, especially once you knock this Caustic. The second he gets knocked, his traps are worthless for the most part, because he can't take advantage of them. So I really want to drive that home, guys. This is a perfect situation of Caustic versus Caustic. And this is how you outplay other Caustics. You don't throw traps at them. You don't throw your ultimate at them. I'm not saying when there's another Caustic, you should just not use traps and you should just not use your ultimate anymore. Because it's important still to worry about the other two players that they have. But what I'm definitely saying is don't forget that that guy can run around in all your traps just like you can. And you don't want to lose to another Caustic in that situation. Because then once he kills you, it's the same thing as in when this guy got knocked. There's just a bunch of gas and traps. It makes your two teammates have a harder time rezzing you and clutching. And it makes it easier for the team that's still strong and everyone is up. Along with Lifeline can't res and gases for the most part. I've noticed. The dock doesn't work. Even if it's your own teammate, they can't res you in gas with their dock. So it makes the Lifeline specifically harder to res. But other than that, man, your trap placement was good for the most part. A couple traps, I would say work on not throwing traps out in the open that you may think could get shot out. Even if they didn't, it's not proof that it was a good trap. It's more proof that the enemy team wasn't prepared for that kind of play from another Caustic. And once you get to a higher level, people aren't going to let you get away with throwing traps out in the open. They're either going to avoid them completely or they're going to shoot them out. So just make sure that your traps, the ones that you threw in the buildings defensively, were perfect. When aggressing, you didn't throw a lot that were unnecessary, but when you did, I called most of them out. But just try to make sure when you throw them, even if you're aggressive, you put them behind something or make it to where they're not just going to get shot out effortlessly. But for the most part, man, you're killing it. I mean, 14 kills, nothing to scoff at. And the traps were pretty good. You knew how to play aggressively. And when you were aggressive, especially at the beginning when you got knocked and your team wasn't helping you, you weren't just throwing a bunch of traps for no reason. You were just fighting. And that's exactly how it should be. But yeah, D-Ton, GG, I appreciate you sending this in as always. Guys, I hope you learned something from this. If you want to send in your clips for me to review, then just join the Discord. You can go through the Twitch chat, even if I'm not live. If you put !Discord in, it'll send you a link to the Discord. You come in there. You can direct message me the link and say, hey, could you review this? I'd be more than happy to. I love doing this. I love helping you guys. I love helping people who want to get better. And you guys asking for help is just obviously you want to get better. So I appreciate that, and your teammates will appreciate that when they have a good Caustic on their team. So yeah, D-Ton, GG's, man, you did a really good job. There's some stuff you can work on, and I think it's very simple fixes, and I hope that it helped you out. So, and anyone else watching, I hope it helped you out too. But you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.